Welcome to this comprehensive guide on Tabulo. Let me go ahead and navigate to the website tabulo.app and get started. If you don't have an account already logged in, we automatically redirect you to login, and since I'll be demoing from start to finish, I'm going to go register for an account. So let me quickly register for an account. After registering for an account, I will be emailed a confirmation code, and I will simply have to input in the confirmation code from the email I just received. And with that, I've made an account. So after I register for an account on my computer, I will be redirected to my profile. So I will go ahead and put in my full name. So Kevin, I'll just put first and last, save my name, and I will also have to reserve a room. So right as you create an account, you will have to reserve a room code. This will be unique and only creatable by you. So any room with your room code can only be created by you. You can still change your room code after you reserve it, but be warned that if you were to switch whichever room code you reserve, your old room code can be taken by someone else. And let me go ahead and show you guys what a room code is, but let me just quickly reserve demo room code. So there you go, I reserved a demo. Now let me go ahead and click get started, and I redirect to create room. If you have questions, troubles getting started, we have a guide right here that will open it up and redirect you to our guide. But here, as you can see, room code, I can go here and select the room code that I reserved. I reserved demo. If I reserve any other room code, it will show up here. And I will also have to enter in a room password. So a room password is a password that guests can use in order to join your room. And that means they can join your room, they can potentially spectate. So that could be viewers of a presentation, students of your lesson. If you want other guests to be able to see all of your room and see like your slides, your canvases, your work, anything, they can join by typing in the room code and the room password. So I will just use password 123. And we have 3 different security modes when you create a room. We have a waiting room, which essentially makes it so that if a new user wants to join the room, you as the host will have to manually accept each user. This will protect you from random people joining a room without any affiliation, or maybe you don't want them. If you don't want a waiting room, you can just make it public. Anyone can join it. Turn this off. We also have this allow anonymous users. So anonymous users are essentially users that do not have a Tabulo account. You can allow it or not allow it. For now, I will allow it. And this last option is invite only, and I will demo that in a second. But invite only is essentially a whitelist where you have to, before users join, you have to specify, I want to allow users with this user ID or this email to join. On that note, actually, see on the profile, this is your account ID. You don't need to memorize this. This is just in case someone wanted to confirm that this user who wants to join a room is actually you. We display your account ID and a display name, as well as your email that you use to register for the account. So if you want to just confirm that, yes, it is me, then you just say, yeah, my account ID is this. So let's go ahead and create a room. Password 123. I will allow anonymous users, and I will just make it invite only. So here, I create a room, and if it was a user's first time on the website, we would show a tutorial right over here. We just have a walkthrough introduction going through all of our features, but I will go ahead and skip the tour because I will be going through all of that with you guys. But if you ever want to replay, just go to the settings gear and you can replay tutorial. You can also leave the room if you want to. By leaving the room, you automatically destroy the room and nothing will be saved. Users won't be able to join. Or if you were to just X out of this room, you would also just automatically destroy the room. It'd be the same thing as leaving if you were to like close out of this tab. But that being said, let's get started with Tabulo. As you guys might see as an initial impression, it looks a lot like a virtual whiteboard. That's because it is, but we have a really cool feature where you can connect your phone to your computer. which is a feature that's not found in other whiteboard apps, and it's extremely helpful because by allowing you to connect your phone to your computer, you can do things that are a lot easier on your phone, such as drawing. And it's just a different user interface and user experience. So to connect your phone to your computer, room information, view room information, and you can reveal a QR code, and you simply have to scan it. So on the phone, I'm using the Google Chrome browser. I recommend that browser. I'll go ahead and navigate to the website, get started. I'm gonna go ahead and log in right now really quickly. All right, so I've just made an account. So let me go ahead and get started. I automatically direct to the link device. So this is one of our options. If you want to join a room as a guest, you can click join room, you can create a room, but we recommend this for the computer. And on the phone, we automatically redirect you to link device, where I will go ahead and click here to scan the QR code. And I will go ahead and scan it, and voila. Just like that, your phone and your computer are linked. Let me go ahead and just expand the toolbar really quickly. Let me full screen this app. As you guys can see here, I'm using a drawing pen. You can use your fingers. It's pretty much a similar experience. But right here, your phone and computer are linked. If you guys see these lines right over here on the computer, this is actually the borders of my phone screen. What's inside is displayed on my phone. So if I was to draw a few things, as you can see here, pop up on the phone, and they're also right here on the computer. I can also go ahead and move my phone screen around from my phone using the pan tool, or on the computer. Since your phone and computer are synchronized, you can actually move your phone screen from your computer. This is really helpful since on the computer screen, where the screen is bigger, I can see the bird's eye view of the entire slide from my computer, whereas my phone is limited to only seeing a small chunk of the screen because of its smaller screen size. Also, on the computer, where the screen is bigger and you have access to accessories like a keyboard, it's easier to use certain tools such as the text tool, uploading images, and uploading files here, which I will get to in a second. Although, you can still draw. Give me a sec. Although you can still draw on the computer with your mouse, it is best to reserve it for a mobile device where it's more natural and comfortable. So let me go ahead and actually clear the canvas right over here. I'll clear any annotations. Just go through some tools really quickly. We have the drawing tool. You can use this to draw. We have the eraser. You can use this to erase drawings. We have the move, which you can move your computer canvas around or move your phone screen around actually from here. You can undo, redo actions. You can also have 3 universal drawing colors that you can alternate between. And if you want to change the colors, click on this icon and you can change it green, maybe, I don't know, maybe I want a, let's do a pink kind of. I can change it. You might have noticed that when you change the universal colors on the computer, whoa, it also changes on the phone because, once again, because your phone and computer are linked, we decided to make these 3 colors global so that it's easier for you to switch colors between your phone and computer, and we want to keep them the same. Just an extra feature we added to improve the user experience of people who connect the phone to the computer. In addition, we also have a text tool where I can write text. It will automatically take the color of whatever your brush color is, so I can make it black. And I can also upload images. Go here and upload images. And I can just go ahead and upload like karyotype. Right over here you can see this set as background. That will basically set the image as a background, where if you were to draw over it and you were to erase, it wouldn't erase the background image, it would only erase the drawings you made. I'll demonstrate that when I upload a file. But here you can just upload. I can use my scroll wheel on my mouse to zoom in and out. Let me actually go ahead and just make this picture a little smaller, and voila. And yeah, you can draw on top of it. So let me go ahead and clear this real quickly, and let me show you the uploading. So what you can do, oh, by the way, if you want to change the canvas size, you can just go here and change canvas size. You can also download everything you have. So you can download like the current slide, we'll put that into an image, or you can download all the slides. I do not want that downloaded right now. Anyways, let's say I want to upload a document. So you can upload a PDF, a PowerPoint, or a Word document, and we will set that as a background automatically. So let me go ahead and upload the sample PowerPoint I prepared. Close this, and voila, PowerPoint is uploaded. So go ahead and zoom out really quickly, and let me go to the next slide. You can go next slides right over here. You can also create new slides in the middle of your presentation with this button. This also toggles your phone outline. So let me go to the next slide. You notice here that on this slide, I have a figure, diagram, a visual. I can quickly move my phone screen to where I want it to go from my computer. And let's say I want to emphasize this thing over here. I will be able to go on my phone and quickly go to the drawing tool and quickly circle this new nucleus. I could also quickly highlight other parts of it. Maybe go here. Notice how it's how it has a lot of asterisks. I can also easily highlight other things. So let's say I want to highlight all of these things called Golgi apparatuses. I can just quickly highlight them all. Voila. And I can also color code it, quickly change colors. Let's go to black, or let me color code. I can also change colors on my mobile phone, by the way, but I prefer doing it on the computer where the screen is bigger. But I can also color code all of these things. So let's say mitochondria, color code all the mitochondria. I can also see these are fill in the blanks. I can easily in text. This is a nucleus. Let me make that black actually. This is a nucleus. You can do all sorts of things. If you want to actually explain further concepts, so let's say I had a brilliant question on how does a certain process work inside the nucleus, in the middle of my presentation, I can go ahead and create a new canvas. So here I could do discussion on how a process such as meiosis work. So let me upload an image, upload image of karyotype. Let me zoom out a bit. Let me actually resize this. And then right over here, I could do a lesson. So as you guys can see, right here, let me move my phone screen from my computer. You see these chromosomes? These are let me go switch it to red actually. See over here, I have a X chromosome and a Y chromosome. These are what we like to call the sex chromosomes. Actually, let me just undo that. And you notice I could go on and explain more about how meiosis works, just do some diagrams, samples, and just let them flow through. And yeah, this is extremely helpful if you were to get a question from your colleagues, from an audience member. You can just go on a new slide and elaborate on that topic. Also, I just want to point something out that, as you can see on this slide, if I was to erase annotations I've made, so let me go to the eraser tool. If I was to erase it, as you can see, it doesn't actually erase the actual content on the PowerPoint slide. Let me make it a little bigger. As you can see, it doesn't actually erase the content on the PowerPoint slide. It only erases the annotations and things I've done on top of it. So this is really helpful if you were to have like important information on the PowerPoint, but you don't necessarily want to erase just your annotations. Also, in general, you can also just clear out your annotations really quickly, just like that. But yeah, we save everything. Supposed to go on the next slide. If you notice, this slide actually has a lot of text. Tabulo, quickly navigate to where I want to point out by changing my phone screen from my computer. Here I can quickly go ahead and underline eukaryotics. I can quickly underline eukaryotic cells, organelles. Yeah, let me make this a little less thick. There you go, smaller brush size, mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, bang, the whole organelles. I can also underline other things, plants, chloroplast. I can quickly, because I'm using Tabulo, point out the few important pieces of information. This is really helpful if you're doing a presentation or a lesson where it's really overwhelming, where you have a lot of things, and I can just very easily, quickly point out what's important and direct a viewer's attention towards there. And also live interact with the user. So if I was to get a question on how a certain thing was, I could just go to where I want to go, underline a few things that you see the answer is right over here. Also, this is really helpful if you want to like annotate just stories, annotate your Word document, maybe go over homework by uploading an image or a PDF version of the worksheet. So let me go ahead and actually clear these annotations. But yeah, that's basically all of the current features in Tabulo relative to drawing. If you ever have any questions, you can go help. We have answers to frequently asked questions. You can also replay the tutorial right over here. And now let me go in and show off how guests, whether they be viewers of a presentation, your colleagues, or students, will be able to join the room and how we've had features to secure it. So let's say I was a teacher. You may notice on view room information, I have this room code and room password. I could send that information to my students and they could join. This link password is if you want to link. So linking is basically linking your phone to your computer. So making your phone an extension to the computer. When you link, you have to type in the demo code or the room code, as well as a special link password that only you know. So keep it secret because anyone with access to this link password or your QR code can pretend to be your phone. But if you want to have other people join the room, simply share them this link or just have them type in the room code and the room password. So I'll do it via a link. So let's say I was a student. I would want to join a room. If I join via the link, I'd be asked to obviously put in display name. So what name I want to be known as. So John Doe. Could join the room. And right over here, because I joined, I'd be left in the waiting room. Now I see that John Doe wants to join. I could quickly click this icon and see, oh, this is the account ID and this is the associated email with that user. I could choose to either accept or reject them. So I'll go ahead and accept them. And students will now able to have access to your presentation. So if I was to make changes, I could like switch slides. It would automatically change slides for my student. They will change and they'll follow along. If I was to change again, changes. Or if you want students on their view can also have free reign. So if they want to explore, let's say while you're doing your lesson, they want to quickly catch something that they didn't quite jot down, they can switch modes where they have free reign over the entire lesson and they can go back and just quickly finish up their notes on the previous section before turning on following mode where they follow exactly what the teacher does. And another way to join instead of this link is also just joining normally. So click joining a room. That's your display name. If you have an account, we automatically default it to what your account name is, but I can change it to the last name. I type in the room code and the password. And as you can see here, you have the option to join anonymously. So remember how in the create a room option, I was given the option of allowing anonymous users. If a user was to join anonymously, as you will see here in the waiting room, it will be an anonymous user. I will not be able to see the account associated with this user, or even they might not even need an account. They can just join freely without having an account even logged in. You can decide right here to accept or reject them. Only do this if you're allowed like random people, because I could put in my display name to be anything. I could call myself John Doe, and you don't have any way of confirming that it's actually someone who a colleague or a student you want to actually join. So I'd recommend not allowing anonymous users, but you can keep it on if you have it like being public and you want people without accounts or people who might not want to give you the information to just join the meeting, and they can just accept them, and then of course they will also have access to everything. And finally, a last option when you're creating a room is invite only. So let me actually go ahead and demonstrate how that works. So, but if I close the tab, it automatically deletes the room. Same thing as just leaving a room. And let me go ahead and just create a new room. Let's give it the same password, 123. If you don't want to constantly send your viewers or guests the same link or a new URL link every time, you can just reuse the same room code and reuse the same room password, and they can just join on their own time all the time without needing to change anything because it's all consistent. Let me create it, and now I invite only checked. Maybe I don't need a waiting room. I'll keep it on just to show it. And if I create a room, right over here, I have the option of whitelisting users. So what this basically means is that only users that you invite, so let's say I want to invite a user with this email. If I was to whitelist that user, I will go ahead and try to join. So if I was to try to join this room with a non-whitelisted user login account, so try to join right here. I call myself John Doe. You'll see here that it says user was not invited to the room. But now, if I was to actually whitelist that user, so let me whitelist myself. Now, when I try to join, let me try this again. Copy the link, type it in, John Doe. It works now because you, as an additional security feature, whitelist users, make it so that only users you invite can join your room. So that is currently how we mediate security to people joining the room. 3 ways. You have a waiting room. You can make it so non-anonymous users cannot join. So with the waiting room, you can see the account info associated with that account, so their email and their ID. And you can also whitelist specific people. So you whitelist based off of their ID, or you whitelist based off their email. Both are valid, and that way you can invite only certain users that you definitely trust and want in your room to join. That's it with Tabulo. I just want to reiterate some key features that are only found in Tabulo and not found in other apps is that you can upload documents as a background, so you can erase annotations. You can connect your phone to your computer, making this experience of using a whiteboard a lot easier because you have a physical device you can write on. And we have made many features to make this experience great, such as being able to change a phone screen from the computer. And yeah, with these many improvements, I know that your virtual experience will be so much better, and you can be rest assured that this app will be secure and people will not randomly join.